Could be some changes headed your way in the way Canada Post delivers your packages. Over the next 3 months, don't be surprised if the postman delivers your package on an e-cargo trike, electric tricycles. The pilot project is Canada Post's effort to go green in the city, also cut down on traffic. With more on this, we go to Sally Dam, Director of Urban Delivery Strategy at Canada Post. Sally, thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Now, I've spoken to people at Purolator before. They have been doing something similar with these electric tricycles. Am I on the right track here? Is it something similar to what we've seen at Purolator?
Yeah, that's right. So you've probably seen the Purolator e-cargo trikes bustling around the city in the last couple of years. And so we have something very similar to them. We've actually been chatting with them, learning from what they've done in the last year. And so, it's great and exciting to see that Canada Post is exploring this new type of innovative, environmentally friendly mode of transport as well.
I take a great interest in your title because I love it. Urban Delivery Strategy at Canada Post. What's the strategy, Sally? What really? Because you got dense environments. You got a lot of packages now, probably more than ever. What's the strategy?
That's what I need to figure out. So my focus is really on transforming that last mile delivery segment of our network. And so trying to serve Canadians better, trying to improve our operational efficiencies, and really looking at the environment and seeing what sort of impact we can make there.
And, of course, the name of the game in the shipping business, from everyone I talk to, I've talked to people at FedEx Canada, I've talked all over the place, the Purolators and the UPSs of the world, efficiency, 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 right? Sometimes
That's right.
and by the way, sometimes it's efficiency to the detriment of human health. We see that, unfortunately. I don't want to knock a specific company, but there's a certain big behemoth that now runs its own delivery, which doesn't treat their drivers very well. So you got to manage people versus efficiency. Why do you think electric tricycles could be a great mix to get more efficient, but also, save the environment?
Well, electric cargo cycles. So one of the advantages, or many advantages of the electric cargo cycle is that they do have that high cargo carrying capacity. So we are able to fit very many packages within that back cabin. And they can leverage the bicycle network within Montreal or within the cities. And so it's actually helping to reduce that congestion on the roadways. So you've all seen those delivery vans parked on the sides of streets, competing for the parking spots and blocking the traffic and causing that congestion. So this is one of the ways that we can help solve that problem.
And it certainly seems like if you're in an electric tricycle, you can get even closer to the destination point than a big truck that can't find parking.
That's right. So another benefit of the electric cargo cycle is that you can actually park it on the sidewalk. So you could potentially be right next door to where you need to deliver to.
So let's the pilot project here, just how big is it? Where will you start exactly?
So this project is a proof of concept. So we have 2 electric cargo cycles that we just launched this week in the city of Montreal. And we're really focusing on the downtown core, specifically in the areas of the Village and Point St. Charles. And so those are the areas that we chose because we can actually leverage the bicycle network there to get to and from our delivery facility on Bridge Street to those areas of delivery. So we're really trying to learn as much as we can from this to understand how we can fit this into our network and where do we go from here for future implementations.
I got a great question that came in the text line just now. Winter time.
Yes.
Does it continue in the winter? Is this a summer only project?
So that's something that we'll need to test out. We know that winters can be quite brutal, especially in Montreal. So we'll need to figure out how they're going to operate in the winter, and if we need to come up with another solution.
We're with Sally Dam, Director of Urban Delivery Strategy at Canada Post, pilot project for Canada Post that will see them deliver packages via e-cargo trikes. Now, Sally, the drivers of these e-trikes, right? How'd you pick them? Was there a battle amongst Canada Post employees that like, yeah, get me out of the truck. I want to be on the bicycle. How does that work? Who are the lucky employees that get to participate?
So we have the two e-cargo trike routes, and we offered it to our employees at the Bridge facility. And so it was on a volunteer basis. So basically, they got to submit their name to volunteer as part of the program. And so I believe we have 6 volunteers, and I think they're avid cyclists themselves. Mm-hmm. So it really is very a good relationship having someone who actually is an enthusiast and enjoys riding cycles and is volunteering for this program. So yeah, it came out very positive that we got the right people for the program.
I am one of those people that will stop. Like when I've seen the Purelator drivers, I've stopped them. I haven't stopped them. They're already stopped because they're doing their job. And I'm like, hey, do you like that you're on this electric tricycle? And honestly, and it's 2 people. I've stopped 2 drivers, but both of them are like, I love it. It wasn't I like or it's okay. It was I love it. So how long will this pilot project last? And if it's a success, what are the next steps?
Yeah, so we're planning to test for the next 3 months, and then we'll assess all of the findings and learnings from this phase, and then figure out where to go next.
And when we talk about the packages that will be delivered via this pilot project, is there any sort of a stereotype of the perfect package for this kind of service? Is it the online shopping goods? Is like what exactly do you want to deliver? Could it be just about anything, or is there a sort of package that's perfect for this kind of pilot project?
Anything that fits in it. Really,
so what fits?
That's the criteria.
So what fits? How big can you get?
So the cargo box itself, so the capacity is about 2.1 cubic meters, or about 75 cubic feet. And so roughly that translates to about 60 packages that we can ergonomically access in the cargo box. So we just want to make sure that what we put in the cargo box, if we put one item that is gigantic, it'll take up all the space. So we don't want to do that. So we want to make sure that we load it, have enough volume in there to actually deliver.
You mentioned Point St. Charles. You mentioned the Village as spots that you're going to do. I know you've got the facility on Bridge Street, so you've got that connection here. And one thing you mentioned off the top, Sally, is the last mile, as they call it. For our listeners who are unfamiliar, can we talk about the last mile and why that's the challenging part of this equation?
So the last mile delivery. So that's really within the local city. So we have our delivery facilities there, and that's where our delivery agents work out of. So when the product is being processed in the larger processing plants, they move to the local area, so these delivery facilities, and then get dispersed by our delivery agents to your home or to your business. So that segment from our local delivery facility to the end consumer, that's that last mile segment that we're trying to figure out how can we improve that segment, because that is really where the bulk of our volume is actually interacting with our customers.
Sally, you doing this anywhere else in Canada? Is Toronto, Vancouver getting this kind of treatment, or is it just us? Are we special?
Yeah, so right now we're just trying it out in Montreal. So Montreal is special. We love to pilot things in Montreal because they're so open to change. And the city of Montreal, especially, they've been working with Co-op Carbon and Jalon on building the infrastructure to support e-cargo trikes as a mode of transport. So they've already defined e-cargo bikes in their regulations and allow them to be used on the bicycle network. And so that's why it was a good spot for us to try it there, because they've already gone through the hoops of getting this cargo bike approved. Whereas in the other cities, there's still a little bit of work to do. So every city is different in terms of regulation, so we have to play it by ear.
Sally, I am jealous of your title. I want to be an urban delivery strategist at Canada Post, and I want to thank you for coming on the show.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Sally Dam is Director of Urban Delivery Strategy at Canada Post, and I, for one, I think I'm going to be. I think I'm in one of these areas that's going to get my packages via an e-trike. I am ecstatic.